So welcome back to the Divine Pulse Community Circle, hosted by me, Dr. Elsa Field, founder of Myrtle Grove Mystery School, the Priestess of Sacred Sound, practitioner programs, and many other beautiful things. And I'm really overjoyed to be welcoming you to this community space today. This is, I think, our 13th community circle. I absolutely love hosting these zero cost monthly gatherings from my own home here in Glastonbury, Avalon, which for some of you, you may well know that Glastonbury is known as the heart chakra of the world, or at least one of the heart chakras of the world. And I've been living here full time for over 5 years now. And this feels really important just to share with those of you that are new to my work and to my world from the outset, is that, and in the light of today's theme for our Divine Pulse Circle, is this real centering in our priestess lineage. And some of you will know that here in Glastonbury, the sacred Isle of Avalon, we have a really rich, multi-millennial year-long herstory of priestessing on this land. And this is, very well known through the mythology of Arthurian legend, all the way through to the many hundreds of modern day priestesses and priests of the goddess that live here. So I'm blessed to be among those, and I know that many of you in our community feel a call to sacred pilgrimage to these lands or to other lands to bring your priestessing out into the world as well. So I would love to know, you can let me know in the chat if you visited Glastonbury before. When I first began sharing my work publicly online about 6 years ago, it really was a core part of my work, was the Avalon priestess work that I was doing. And those of you that have been here for a long time will have seen an evolution and a change in the way that I share about the goddess path, this priestess lineage that so many of us are drawn to. And so my work has always been centered around the divine feminine voice. From a very early age, I was a really fierce feminist. I was a really strongly opinionated young child and teenager. And through my goddess spiritual path, what happened for me is that this gradually softened into this deep knowing of the divinity of the divine feminine, and the fact that as women, as a collective, we are rising. We are bringing our priestess lineage back alive in the world. And as a classically trained singer, and music always having been a huge part of my life, the core piece that I have personally reclaimed has been my voice. Really using my voice as a devotional tool, as a devotional channel in devotion, in ceremony, in ritual. And this began for me when I started really recording my music, really diving into devotional singing. And in these monthly circles, I really do love to bring in snippets of the kinds of sacred voice practices and real vocal awakening that we do inside of my longer programs, which are the Cosmic Voice, a 6-week program that's currently in session. We have a beautiful group underway with that, and the Priestess of Sacred Sound as well. So that being said, intros aside, I wanted to introduce myself properly because I can see there's quite a few new faces. I'd love for us to begin with an opening, grounding, and invocation of your sacred space, of the divine connection that you can invoke and bring into your space in the here and now, wherever you are on the planet. So taking this moment to find a comfortable seat. And when you're ready, you can close down your eyes or just soften your gaze. And begin to take some deep breaths. Giving yourself a really generous inhalation and exhale. Exhaling out, letting go of anything that is not of this moment. And perhaps as you exhale and let go, there's a sigh or a sound that wants to come. I know for some of you, this is the beginning of your day when you're watching this live, or for others who are watching the recording, whatever your day has been like, just letting these breaths transport any energies that you're ready to offer up to be released. With the intuitive sounds, sighs that really feel intuitive for you. Taking this moment to feel the sacred earth below you, giving thanks to Mother Earth, wherever you are on her beautiful lands right now. And feeling through your sit bones, a beautiful grounding cord of light is being sent down into the earth, anchoring you in this moment. And as you breathe, breathing up the support of the earth, all the way up into your heart. I can feel that there is a lot of energy moving in this circle as each one of us comes forward to invoke sacred space. So if you need to move your body, shake out the day, if at any point during this gathering you would like to move your body, shake it out, move the energy, that's so welcome. Because this circle, these divine pulse circles, are about really claiming this sacred time, this sacred connection, even if it is just for this 1 hour a month that we come together in devotion to ourselves, in devotion to the flame of the sacred within each one. And taking this moment to really call in your full presence here. Calling all parts of you, anything that is scattered elsewhere, whatever else is going on for you in your life, feeling that you are breathing and gathering the threads of your full attentiveness to yourself into your heart. And as you welcome yourself, perhaps there is a sound or a sigh as the heart opens, as you welcome the sacred flame of your presence here. and this crystal bowl that I'm playing is the F sharp note, the tone of the higher heart. Allowing it to be received with gentleness and ease on the waves of sound wherever you are in the world. And welcoming in all of your unique guides, helpers in the realms of spirit, and welcoming in the presence of ancestors that may be walking with you, that are bringing their healing light, their presence to this ceremony of remembrance. And we ask for the support and we call in the guidance of our beloved Hathor, Heteru, Mother Goddess of sacred sound and music. We welcome in Hathor to bless our circle today. As we remember our priestess lineage, we welcome in the presence of Mother Mary, priestess of Hathor. We welcome in her heart-opening energies of compassion and forgiveness to assist us in this healing today that we do, not just for ourselves, but for all of the women in our line. Blessed be and welcome. And as we arrive in this sacred space, I wanted to let you know the theme and intention for this session today, that those of you who are in our Divine Feminine Devotion Facebook group helped us to decide. By an overwhelming majority, this theme was voted as the theme for this month, and it is remembering your priestess lineage. And the intention for that was really inspired by my own personal journey of really discovering the wisdom of my female ancestors at the moment, after my grandmother passed about a year ago. She actually passed while I was in Egypt, about a year and a half ago now. And through discovering not only more about her life, as so often happens, when beloveds pass, it's like that's often when we actually get to learn more about them, is when they become ancestors, when the family really opens up. And not only my grandmother, but also my great-grandmother, Theo. My grandma's name was Betty. So these two women, I really began to learn more about their journey and the struggles that they overcame and the intensity of life in the early 20th century as a woman and what that was like for them. And through this process, I really began to understand some of where my own spiritual gifts came from that I hadn't connected with before. And so this really prompted me to bring forward this theme of remembering our priestess lineage, because so often when we think of the word priestess, at least for me, when I initially heard that word, it felt like something very far removed from me that I didn't have a modern day connection to. And even in my own programs, often when I'm talking about priestesses of old, It's priestesses of antiquity, right? Priestesses of Hathor and Isis that used her sacred sistrum, the sacred rattle or the tambourine, priestesses of sacred sound from long ago. And actually, this wisdom is an unbroken line that those of us who are incarnating as women in this lifetime, we have a really beautiful access to this lineage, right? Through the wisdom of the womb space, through the wisdom of being connected through that line of wombs, stretching back to the original womb of the Great Mother. And so I know that every single one of you here in this circle will have, at some point in your ancestry, wise women. It may not be women that you personally knew. It may be ancestors that are a bit further back, or it might be your mother, your great-grandmother, your grandmother, your great-great-grandmother, your aunt, your sister, your cousin. And I want to explain what I mean when I say the word priestess, because for me, this is a path that we choose to walk. So yes, you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say my great-grandmother was a priestess, because she wouldn't have even known what that term was. She lived in a time when women weren't priestesses in the outward world, right? There were only Christian male priests around. But there's still this sense that they carried wisdom and that they were holding space for their families, holding space for their communities in wise and often untold ways that really needs to be honored as each one of us reclaims the power of our own bloodlines and the power that we hold innately within us. I really believe that, and I see it in all of the women that I work with. Every single one has this unique embodied wisdom, even genius level wisdom, right? That we choose to share, that we choose to fully download and to fully arrive in. And it takes confidence, it takes a claiming of our power, and it can take healing, right? Healing of the wounds of the past, even the wounds of our ancestors. So before we move into our meditation of really beginning to connect with this ancient wisdom, I would love to hear in the chat, let's honor your own direct female ancestors that you feel a connection with. And if you don't know their names, you can just put my great-great-grandmother or my aunt or whoever it is. But if you know their name, please put it in the chat if you feel to, so that we can honor them together. And welcoming you just to take a few moments to connect in with that invitation and feel who you would like to honor and bring forward. Many of these women will not have been honored for their wisdom in their lifetime, or maybe they were. And I just invite you, if you're here live with us on Zoom, just to read through this list of incredible women. And I'm going to read out their names, okay? I hope I pronounce them correct. If I don't pronounce the name correctly, I apologize. Alina Martinez, Nida Bonfigliori, Alice, Leonora, Emma, Mary and Jean, Grandma Joan, Great Aunt Mary, Great-great-grandmother Olga, Great-grandmother Annetta, Aunt Sarah, Carly, Emil, Ella May, Willis Jackson, Lydia, Galina, Grandmother Maria, Mary Moni, great-great-grandma, Altagracia Prado, great-grandmother Eve, grandmother Satira, India Batira, 2 great-grandmothers named Anna, Millie, Yaya Paquita, Vera. And I honor and bring forward my grandmother Betty and my great-grandmother Theo on my father's side, and on my mother's side, my great-grandmother Eileen and my great-grandmother Cecilia, whose name I was given as my middle name. Welcoming grandmothers, both Catherine as well. Beautiful. So feeling now the presence of these incredible ancestors, the wisdom that they carry, that they hold, that they offer unconditionally, that unconditional presence that they bring. And just inviting you to begin to tune in now with your own ancestral line. And if you haven't already spoken aloud their names in your space, the names of your ancestors that you wish to honor in this circle, doing so now. And in this time, we are approaching the season of Samhain in the Northern Hemisphere, and for any of you watching in the Southern Hemisphere, Beltane. And at these cross-quarter festivals, the veils between the worlds are really thin. And in the goddess wheel of the year that we celebrate here in Avalon, Samhain is traditionally this time where we honor the ancestors based on this ancient Celtic ceremony of honoring the ancestors that took place at Samhain. So now we're approaching this time, which is probably why I felt called to bring this forward as our theme. And so we're not quite at that point of Samhain yet, right? That's the 30th, 31st of October, or Beltane, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. But where we are now, we are beginning to feel that thinning occurring, right? Can anyone feel that? It's like that beautiful autumnal time when things are shedding, and we're also now, in the waning moon as well. So there's a sense that we can go deep today and really call forward any wisdom, any voices, any knowledge that you are reclaiming from your ancestral lineage. And remembering also that this doesn't have to be just bloodlines. This could be powerful teachers or mentors on your path that have crossed over, that have crossed into the realms of spirit. It doesn't have to be your direct bloodline. It could be your spirit family, your soul family ancestors as well. And taking some deep breaths together, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze as you go inward and just feel your solar plexus chakra, which is this powerful center, really where we can make direct contact with our soul energy and where our guides and helpers make contact with us. This is also the center of personal power, personal reclamation, and will. The will to manifest into the world, into the 3D. And today we're going to bring our awareness there with this sense that we're opening up to receive any messages, any visions, any wisdom from these wise ones as we honor them, as we really honor the wisdom that they brought to the world. And so inviting you to tune in to your solar plexus center and feel around you how protected you are, right? We've called in this sacred space and inviting in now a circle of diamond white light around you that can help you to go deep and be held, always held within your own sacred space. And as you tune into your solar plexus, just inviting you to make a sound that resonates at the solar plexus. Maybe it's a hum or a low tone. As we tune in to this sacred space within our own bodies, opening up to honor and receive the wisdom of the ancestors, the women who went before, and calling to you your most recent ancestor of that list that came through for you. And we're going to journey together 7 generations in total. And in this sense of claiming your personal power, we're going to speak to this ancestor. Is there anything you feel called to share with them? Your gratitude, your thanks, any questions you have. Listening to receive any answers. And then when you feel ready, going back one more generation, listening, honoring. began at your grandmother, this would be your great-great-grandmother. Honoring her energy within you. Honoring her wisdom and anything that she is sharing with you that is your wisdom too. Feeling that you're moving back to the 4th generation, bringing in the 4th generation back in this ancestral line that is yours. Back now to the 5th generation back, honoring, listening, asking for any guidance, any messages, any wisdom. Is there a common thread? What are the gifts of your line? Being aware that at the end of this meditation we're going to spend some time sending healing, but for now we're listening in for any messages. And letting go and moving to the 6th generation back. And at this point, you may most likely not know the names of any of these women. So just seeing what comes through, seeing who is there. Because we are all intuitive, psychic beings when we activate this awareness in sacred space. So tuning in to who is making themselves known. Finally, moving back to the 7th generation, 7th womb-bearing woman. Taking this moment to give thanks. To give thanks to all of these women of your line. Even if it feels that there are many things to heal, we can still give thanks. And in this meditation ceremony, we are specifically asking for any spiritual gifts, wisdom, lineage bearing gifts to be activated, to be fully downloaded within you and all of the women going forward in your line. So taking these moments to breathe in through your solar plexus and feel the crystallization of any benevolent messages, loving words and gifts from your line. And I invite you to begin toning with me on an E tone as we awaken this knowledge, this information through your solar plexus. You feel that energy has fully crystallized and landed. Together we're going to send 3 tones of healing that will ripple through all of these 7 generations back. Any words of wisdom you have for your ancestors, any healing that you would like to bring to any wounds, any pain that you know are there. In this moment, you are taking ownership of your own energy and your own ability to heal, to remember. So sensing what it is that you are bringing healing to. If there's nothing specific, it can just be a general tone, a beautiful open tone of healing and reverence and remembering. And together, breathing in, and on any tone, any pitch you like, we're going to send 3 long tones back these 7 generations. Deep breath in, bringing up more life force energy into the solar plexus to send that healing tone. last tone. Let's make it count. Breathing in. Giving thanks to yourself for this journey of healing and remembrance that you have gifted yourself today. Knowing that you can always return to this place if there's any ancestors that really call to you, that you feel that you would like to spend more time with. Knowing you can always ask, open up. You have that power, that intuition. No one else can give that to you. You are able to hear those voices, feel that remembrance, because that DNA is within you, it's spinning within you. And sound is a powerful tool for reclamation, for healing. That power you have to resonate at the healing frequencies that you most want to receive. So closing this ceremony, this ritual today by giving thanks to all of these incredible women who walked the earth, who had their struggles, who had their fair share of struggles to overcome, and who carried incredible wisdom. Nevertheless, we remember you. And seeing, visualizing now, if you are present with this feeling of those 7 generations, seeing those 7 generations of women gathered together, and they're moving into the realms of spirit fully again once more. You might see this as a doorway that they're walking through, a portal, or a light, a bright light, whatever comes to you, just knowing that you are fully back in the 3D realm, and this ceremony, this ritual of connection is complete for now. Knowing, sensing that you can always return. You can always call them forward. And now seeing that solar plexus center beginning to close in. So we're not going to leave that chakra really open. We're going to just see, you might see a lotus flower with the petals drawing in. Just bringing in the energy that's yours. Keeping your energy contained. Feeling your guides with you. Helping you to integrate this healing, this remembrance. Letting out any sighs, any grounding sounds. If you need to move your body, shake, move your fingers and toes, get up and move around your room. You're really welcome to do that. Anything you need to do to ground this energy. Blessed be. Blessed be, sisters. So if your ancestral lines had any messages, any gifts that you are reclaiming in this lifetime and you'd like to share with us in the chat, then feel free, as we feel the gathering of the plethora of all of our different unique spiritual gifts and skills. The way of the priestess is that of walking the world, walking the earth in deep reverence, in deep connection, one step forward at a time. It's that way of the feminine spiritual leader being leaderful, being held in the presence of your own leadership first and foremost. Beautiful. Bronya says, lots of healing sent back, the gift to do what needs to be done. Strength in adversity. Yeah. Beautiful. Blessed be. Eva, I could really feel the womb and yoni connection to all of them. Even so it was my paternal line. So deep and beautiful. Yeah, blessed be, Eva. And when we do this meditation, this kind of connection multiple times, especially if we're using sound and our voice to really call through those energies that we're bringing in, then we can do this with our mother line and our father line separately. We can really begin to feel those different flavors of our different ancestral lines and the wisdom that they hold, and even the different places on the earth where the ancestors walked, right? Like for myself, on my mother line, I have it's all Eastern European, Jewish ancestry. And my father line is all like English and Irish. So very different, you know, you can really feel those different essences that we are each a unique and incredible manifestation of. It really is incredible. Melanie says, when I hit my 7th grandmother, I saw her in this beautiful feather shawl. She gave me the gift of spiritual flying. It was amazing. Thank you. Ah, blessed be, Melanie. Beautiful. Pauline says, the same blood runs through our veins. You can drink your moon blood when you feel the need. Wow, what a powerful ritual. Yeah, it's true that menstrual blood contains just so many incredible, so much incredible nutrition, right? I personally sometimes use mine to nourish like plants in my garden. Is another beautiful use for that incredible resource. Beautiful, Pauline, blessed be. Yeah. Welcoming any more shares that want to come forward from this powerful ritual of remembrance and healing today. And it is always very interesting to see and sense the messages that come through, right? When we invite messages through. Yeah, so like Angie is saying that her ancestors didn't use words, but with hand motions and gifts, they showed me that I already have everything I need. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Angie. So this is really what I feel that modern day priestessing is about. There is so much remembrance that has to happen. Not only remembrance of what was written out of the history books, i.e. like all of feminine experience, but also that everyday wisdom, herstory of our own ancestral lines. It's a discovery of that, right? And I already mentioned previously in this circle, you know, the power of remembering the priestesses of antiquity and the many different lineages that we actually have records of, right, through archaeology and then later through written history. And in our online school and in our in-person gatherings, what we are doing here is really remembering the way of the Sound Priestess, who I believe is the most, one of the most ancient archetypes of the Priestess. I say one of because I'm sure there are many different lineages that are unknown to us now, right? But the lineage of the Priestess of Sound is what I am devoted to and what all of this work is really about, because it's through our voices that we actually communicate and bring forth to the world our spiritual gifts and blessings, right? That embodied wisdom that only you can share. And so this is why we're so dedicated to these mysteries. And throughout the Mediterranean world in antiquity, these women walked the earth. There's a lot of talk these days about reclamation of the drum, the frame drum, as a women's instrument, continuing the amazing work of Lane Redmond and her students. I've spoken a lot about Lane Redmond in previous transmissions and circles that we've done. She's a super powerful guide of mine and many others. And the frame drum was a women's instrument for many millennia. But not just that, there is also this lineage of using our voices, our singing voices, our chanting, our devotional singing as a divine offering to ourselves, to others, as creatrixes of sacred space. So this is what we are working on, and we are intently bringing together in our online school and in all of our offerings. So I really invite you to, if this calls to you, to watch the other Divine Pulse transmissions on our YouTube channel. There's like over 13 hours of content on there now from the past year. And if you feel the call to that path of the ancient and ever new priestess, then our programs are an amazing way to start. We have offerings at many different levels, and I'm really bringing this forward today because we have a brand new website which is looking just so beautiful, that I've been working on for many months, which is a significant upgrade in all the ways, in terms of organization, really laying everything out so that whatever stage you're at, you can see all of the different offerings and find the one that most calls you. So I mention it today because we have a beautiful sale going on just over this weekend. So if you enjoyed today and you want to go deeper with these teachings of the Sound Priestess, finding out who she was, working with these goddess guides, then Kia's just put in the chat some beautiful offerings. The Instruments of the Goddess Masterclass and the Initiations Journey are two self-study programs you can take at any time, and both of them contain a lot of work around ancestral healing. The Initiations Journey has an incredible journey with Mary Magdalene healing the sisterhood, Isis healing the mother line, and Hathor really healing the cosmic womb. So that is an incredible self-study program that we produced that I really do recommend if you want to go deeper with this. It's a heart offering created with so much love and devotion. And I mention it today because we have this sale going on. So if you've been curious about our self-study programs, this would be a great time to take a look. You can get 15% off across the whole store with the code HARVEST in honor of the harvest season that we're in now. And it also applies to all of the sacred music that I've produced over the last 5 years. So really welcome to check that out. Thank you for sharing that, Kia. And the sale goes through to Monday. So beloveds, thank you so much for joining us today. I feel so deeply grateful to be able to pop on here and share, what comes from my heart as a priestess on this path. the work that we've been doing that really feels powerful to call forward and share in our mystery school, which is centered around the divine feminine voice. So just really, really honoring all of you for bringing forward your ancestral presence and ancestral wisdom today. I really do hope that this journey has served you, has served your development, your evolution, your feeling of connection to the sacred. And please do reach out to us. If you enjoyed today's circle, we would love to know. You will have received emails from us, so feel free to hit reply and share with us any reflections that you have. We would so love to hear from you. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, let's just take a moment to give thanks and really, really honor this time together. And before we leave, just inviting you to feel your energy drawing back in towards yourself, away from this computer screen, so that you can go forward from this point in a grounded, centered space, giving thanks, drawing the energies you've received today into your heart, into your womb space, into your solar plexus, giving thanks to Hathor and Mother Mary, the guides that we invoked today, and feeling that diamond white light spinning all around you in your sacred space in a circle of light as you leave this space protected, held, guided by your own wisdom. In love and devotion, we give thanks. Blessed be. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I look forward to seeing you whenever that is in the future. And we'll be here next month for our next beautiful community circle. Sending so much love to all of you from Avalon. Thank you to Kia, our beautiful priestess assistant who supports me on so many levels with producing all of our events. If you send us an email, you'll probably get a reply from Kia. So just really honoring and giving thanks to Kia for her support as well. Thank you, everyone. Go well, and I will see you really soon. Many blessings.